Bree here, and I'm gonna do BJD Addicts prompt 8, Stereotypes. And this one's kind of an interesting prompt for me because I kind of had to do a little research. I mean, aside from the confession blogs I read too much of, which should have probably given me a lot more material for this than I have found. Mostly it's arguing about things not stereotype related, at least at the moment. I don't know how it's been before I started reading it. Anyway, I guess I'd probably divide this into things I see outside the hobby and then things I've seen inside. So to start, I guess I'll go with outside first, just because it's the one I see a little bit more of. So the first one would be, why are you spending all that money on dolls? Which kind of connects with aren't you a little too old for that? Honestly, why do other people care? Personally, my theory is if you love it, you're not hurting anyone, and it's not illegal, go for it. Do whatever you want. Have whatever hobby you please. My dolls I have bought with money I made working part-time jobs. So they don't impact my school money, they don't impact my food money, they don't impact my family. Raleigh, I actually got a chunk of the money for as a birthday present, which was the choice of my family, and it was really the one present I got that year was a bunch of money to go toward buying my first doll because they knew I really wanted it, which I am very grateful for. Again, it's your hobby. Go for it. Do what you want. I guess the second outside the hobby I really kind of see is the creepy doll kind of thing. Recently, or not really recently, a few months ago, maybe a year, I don't pay attention to horror movies, there was one about a doll, Annalise, is that her name? I think her name was Annalise, but that movie probably rekindled a lot of people's, ooh, creepy doll. When I got Aldrich, the feeling of creepy doll was a bit with Raleigh, but when I got a bigger one, bigger boy right here, that's when it kind of vamped up among my friends. They have since gotten used to them being around, although my roommate is adamant that I am not allowed to buy any of my dolls glow-in-the-dark eyes, and by allowed, she's not actually trying to police what I buy. If I actually bought them, she'd throw a stuffed Umbreon at me, but she wouldn't, move out. It's more just kind of a joking, don't you do that. But that's kind of like the creepy doll. It's now become kind of a joke, at least in our circle, but outside the hobby, if you're scared of the BJDs, then if it shows up on your internet Tumblr feed, just keep scrolling. If you have a really big phobia about them for some reason, which it's possible people do, block the tag. But yeah, there are a lot of ways to avoid it if you are really that afraid. And policing other people's hobbies is not the way to go about it. I had another one and then I lost it. The third one, I think, is kind of the Barbie thing. Like, when I first got into dolls, I first told my family about it. My father saw Raleigh because I got Raleigh while I was at school and then brought him home for spring break. And so he saw him and said, how much did you pay for him? And I told him the price, this MSD was like 300 something. I don't know. I don't remember. But he just gave me this look of, and because he was just shocked, and he kind of like, if you wanted a doll, why didn't you buy a Barbie or something cheaper? And I just kind of stared at him for like, this is not a Barbie. I had Barbies as a child. I really didn't like them. I think I had one. And then I started playing with tiny little demon-like monsters. I don't even know if they actually had a name or if it was a line of toys, just one I had. I just remember that one. Just red, gargoyle-y thing that I loved way more than the Barbie. My sisters were a lot more into the Polly Pocket Barbie thing than I was. These are the dolls I have grown attached to. But yeah, BJDs are not Barbies. They're not. They're, even if you're gonna sit, say, Aldrich next to a Barbie, Aldrich would be much, much bigger. the joints, he has more of them than Barbie. From what I remember, Barbie has kind of a stiff arm that can do like this. Not even this, like just whoop, 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 whoop. A BJD can, if I can grab his arm, bend their arm backward. He's not being nice to me right now, but he's double jointed. He'll touch his face if I wanted him to. If I was really adamant about it, but I'll deal with it later. So yeah, BJDs aren't Barbies. Let's see, that's really all I've got for outside the hobby. Inside, I've seen a lot more, usually on Tumblr, because Tumblr's a breeding ground for catty nonsense. While it has a lot of catty things, it also has a lot of beautiful things. I found some great pictures and doll stories and advice on Tumblr. It does have its perks. I'm not saying every single BJD user on Tumblr is an asshole. That would be rude and wrong and not true. But I guess the biggest ones I've seen are, first off, I'm kind of lumping these together, the pastel Fairy K boys and Yaoi, which there are a lot of people who seem to have them. I don't care. It's your doll. Do whatever you want with it, honestly. Do whatever you want. If you want your doll to be dressed in Fairy K pastel-y colors with a rainbow wig and I don't know what all, then go for it. He's yours. The Yaoi thing, I think, isn't really that surprising. I mean, people come into the hobby, or some people come into the hobby from the anime community. I mean, I did, and lo and behold, here I sit with now 3 resin boys. But yeah, I found it through anime convention. So it's not really that surprising to me that the Yaoi has come into it. My BJD story is going to have kind of a side couple who are 2 boys. It's just a thing. If you're really offended by Yaoi couples in the BJD community, kind of going back to the creepy thing, just keep scrolling. It's not that big of an impact on your life. It doesn't need to be. It only really is if you're going to make a big deal of it, or if you know someone who has BJDs and they're shoving it down your throat, in which case that's a problem with them, and that's a whole nother issue of just them kind of being an ass. Another thing I see is the Japanese names, which goes back to the getting into it from anime. Again, people naming their dolls Japanese names have no effect on you. My dolls are Raiko, Raleigh, and Aldrich. One of these sounds very much like a Japanese name. I have not done very much research into where the name actually comes from. It just fit the acronym I needed. So that's that, but my other 2 dolls, those really, Raleigh and Aldrich, are not Japanese names at all. They're pretty Western. Well, yeah, if you want to name your doll, Mizuki, Eiji, Kazuki, Yuki, these are the ones that pop in my head first. Akira, whatever. Go for it. It's your doll. It's your doll story if you write stories for them. It's your photography. It's your whatever. It's your resin buddy. It's your resin buddy. Go for it. Do whatever you want. Name it something outlandish and alien and that has 1,200 apostrophes in it and dashes and Q's and ZX's, whatever. It's your doll. A lot of these boil down to, it's your doll. I guess the last one would be the expensive versus cheap dolls. I don't know how much hate there is either way. I just see people complaining about the existence of hate. But I own 2 doll zones and 1 magical angel. This right here, Aldrich, is a magical angel. Their SDs sell for between $190 something and $200 and maybe $210, which for a 60cm doll is pretty cheap, considering some of them can go $500, $600, $700 and up. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I mean, comparing him to my doll zone Virgil, I don't feel any difference in the resin quality. It's your doll. I actually want a resin soul. I wish I liked resin soul a lot more. I think it's their noses. Just for me. That's a personal opinion. It has no bearing on the quality of their dolls. I just, personally, don't like the noses. Other than that, I love them. The horns, the jointed hands, I really want those. They look really cool. But, I mean, Aldrich, his feet have a joint in them that will allow him to stand on his toes, and I thought that was really cool. And for a cheap company, I thought that was a really interesting thing they added just to set themselves apart. But even if that's not the case for whatever smaller, or less known, I shouldn't say smaller, doll company that you like or someone else likes, it really doesn't matter. Everyone, we're in this for the love of dolls. It doesn't matter if your doll costs $100 or $100,000. It's what you do with it, how you love it, if you create characters, how you do that. That's what makes the hobby fun and good, however you have fun with them. And I think that's the most important thing, and that's the thing that matters. Whatever stereotype it is, if you get called out for you being stereotypical or cliche, it doesn't matter, it's your doll. And so yeah, as I said before, it's any of these stereotypes, it's your doll, it's your money, or however you get it, it's your hobby. Do what you will, screw the stereotypes. So, that's all I've got to say. Until next time, bye!